doesn't
Lord.
it? Just gets a little bit hotter.
It's
It gets
just-
a little bit sweatier.
Yeah, honestly, it's just a little too warm for my
What
liking.
would the podcast be without a little bit of sweat? That's what I
Better,
want to
it
know.
would be more comfortable.
Yeah.
I'd be
that
less
is true.
angry at you if I wasn't sweating so profusely from every
At me?
hole on my body.
Why me specifically?
Well, because you're here and I have to direct my anger somewhere.
Okay. That's fair enough. I'll take it for the
So
time
many
being.
holes to sweat from.
Yeah. I didn't need to know that, but all right. So we are playing Pokemon Brilliant Diamond today.
Yes, even though I think Brilliant's a bit of a stretch, but we can talk about that.
It's a stretch for this game.
It's a stretch for this version of the game.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to yet another fabulously sweaty episode of Ty and Jimmy Talk.
Yeah.
As your boy has already said, we are talking about Pokemon Brilliant Diamond today,
Hell yeah.
or tonight, or yesterday, or tomorrow,
Yeah.
depending on when you're listening to this.
Anytime today. And Shining Pearl as well.
And I guess by extension, Shining Pearl,
Yeah.
even though we're playing Brilliant Diamond.
Yeah. And this video will kind of like cover Diamond and Pearl, I guess, in
Like the original
general.
ones as well, yeah, like Gen 4.
Yeah.
Gen 4 as a whole, but it's just easier to record footage of Brilliant Diamond.
Yeah.
Also gives me an excuse to actually keep playing the game because I kind of stopped for a minute there.
Yeah, it's kind of been... It's a little bit difficult for me to get into this game a bit more. And I don't know why, because it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's
No,
definitely better
no.
than the last couple of Pokemon outings.
I didn't really play very much of Sword and Shield.
That's a good thing. That's a very
Yeah.
good thing.
I really tried, and I stopped playing, and then I started playing it again, and I restarted. I really tried.
It's yeah, we can cover Sword and Shield in another one, but
yeah, but
in summary, it's not great.
in summary, I didn't love it.
No.
But-
The DLC kind of makes
The
up
Crown
for it.
Tundra and everything. Yeah,
A little bit. Like the Crown Tundra is pretty cool. I really like
Yeah.
all the legendaries and the stuff you can do that.
I didn't do any of that, so
It's pretty good. It adds a lot of cooler content to the game,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of wish that they just held it off and just waited for the game to have the DLCs just as part of the game.
yeah,
I would have been
sure.
like that would have been cooler because it would have felt like, oh, there's this massive post game as opposed to paying more money just for DLC.
Which is a trend I'm noticing in games.
Yeah.
that I don't enjoy. It's not that I'm noticing it; it's that it's happening. I don't presume to be the only person who can notice DLC.
No, you're the only one. I'm pretty
Yep,
sure.
it's just me.
Yeah,
I have
you're that
a
special.
sixth sense for DLC.
Yeah.
I can tell when a game comes out if it's going to be finished or not.
Yeah.
And the answer is always no, it's not.
Yeah.
Because,
That's what's going to happen when Legends Arceus comes out.
oh, big time.
It's going to be unfinished. Surely there'll be DLC.
Of course, there's going to be DLC. It's like a Breath of the Wild-esque or Monster Hunter-esque Pokemon game. Of course,
Yeah.
they're going to add DLC to that.
Absolutely. And it's like, as of today, it's only like 2 weeks until it comes out.
Yeah, we're exactly 2 weeks away. It comes out on the 28th.
I already pre-ordered it, so I don't know if that's a good decision.
I have not pre-ordered it. I never pre-order games. Pre-ordering games is a fucking scam. Like,
Yeah.
I have never not been able to obtain a game before. Pre-ordering games is like, take my money now, or a piece of my money now, and I get to go and buy it on the day. But you know what? You know how many EB games there are in the world? You know how many, just in my
Yeah.
local area?
Yeah,
You know how
there's
many
at
JB
least,
Hi-Fis and Big W's and Targets and Kmarts and, like, you know how many copies of a game exist?
Yeah.
Games
Yeah,
are
you'll be
not
fine.
scarce.
I think the only time I didn't regret pre-ordering was actually for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, because I pre-ordered it probably a few months before it came out, and I got like a Dialga figurine,
Yeah.
and they were only for people who like pre-ordered well in advance.
See, I
Oh
also...
damn!
Yeah, nice.
Staravia's evolving.
Have an evolution on the podcast.
Oh,
My I take issue with pre-order incentives because there have been so many times where I've gone to pick up a game on release day without having pre-ordered it, and they've just given me pre-order incentives anyway.
yeah,
Like Sun and Moon, for instance. I did not pre-order Sun and Moon. On release day, I walked in, picked up the deluxe collector's edition of both games, and they
really?
gave me the pre-order bonuses because no one really pre-ordered it.
yeah, that's sick.
And so I have those now. My Moon is still fully sealed and unused because I played
Damn.
like 10 hours of Sun, if that, and went,
Yeah.
nah.
Didn't like it.
Did not, and I did not even pick up Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon as a result.
Ultra Sun and Moon's a bit of waste of time. Sun and Moon, it's a much slower start. Once you get into it, it's pretty solid. It's just really slow.
Maybe I'll play it eventually, but also like probably not. I now have a Blockuria's government. I now have an R4 card that has all of the Pokemon DS and Game Boy games on it. So
that's illegal.
Well, yeah. But then how about you make the games more accessible and I mean, you can't help that they're scarce now, of course. But like, how about you make the games more accessible so that people don't have to resort to getting R4 cards to play? There's a thought. How about you just put a Gba emulator on the Switch?
Yeah.
And I would pay all the money in the world for that.
I feel like it'll come eventually. Since they've done the 64 now, it'd be like GameCube and then Game Boy.
They are releasing more like, they've just done the Castlevania Advance collection, all of the Game Boy Advance Castlevania games in a collection for the Switch. Like, hopefully they do the same for Metroid with all of the Game Boy Advance Metroid games. I would love to see more Game Boy representation, specifically Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color games. The original Game Boy, I take or leave.
Yeah.
But like, I want to see more representation of those games because not only are they hard to come by, but I kind of don't love playing my Game Boy Advance. I want to get it modded so that it's got a backlight.
Yeah.
And I know a guy who does that, so I heavily considered it.
Do it.
But I also just want to go and buy an Advance SP.
Yeah, you might as well.
I've always wanted an SP and I've never owned one.
Yeah.
It's the only model of Game Boy I don't actually own. I have a drawer in my bedroom full of Game Boys.
Do you have the original?
I have an original. I have a Pocket. I don't have a Micro either.
Yeah.
I don't have a Micro or an Advance SP.
You got a Color?
Yes. Yeah. And I've got every model of DS as well.
Damn.
Except for the XL models because they don't count.
It doesn't count.
They're dumb anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I make the games more accessible. Yeah. Yes, I know I've got them physically on Game Boy. Yes, I know I've got Game Boys. But make them more accessible.
Exactly. I just don't get why they don't do, like, they have the eShop, but why they just don't do a virtual console thing like they did for the Wii U or the 3DS? I don't know why that's so. I don't know what they're doing because they'll make you pay a lot more money for it further down the line, like with the expansion.
Dude, like, yeah, but like if they just said like, you download a free Game Boy Advance emulator, like they make like a virtual console for Game Boy Advance, and you pay like $30 for a Pokemon game. I would pay that to play Emerald on my Switch.
Absolutely.
I'd pay $40 to play Emerald on my Switch. I have Emerald physically.
Yeah.
I'd still pay that money to play it on my Switch on my TV.
Honestly, I would.
Like, there's a market there that they're missing. But similarly with GameCube games, I'm glad to see they're addressing it with 64 games with the expansion pass now. But
that's so like stupid within itself. I love that. I love that the emulator's on the Switch, but the fact you have to pay, well, in Australia, it's like $50, $50 to $60.
It's $60 a year, $60 annually.
Yeah.
Which is like not too bad, but also like,
I guess it's like they're putting more and more games on it.
But then that's the thing. Like, is it worth the $60 now when for the first couple of months there's only like games that you probably like? Mario 64 is already on the Switch in the All Stars bundle. Like, it's really the only game you're gonna play.
Yeah, and so there's like, Mario Kart, Ocarina of Time.
But again, like, if they put out a double pack of like the Ocarina and Majora's remastered, like from the 3DS, if they put that on the Switch, like I would buy that in a heartbeat. I already have Ocarina on the 64 and on the 3DS.
Same.
But I would still buy, like, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Keep selling us the same games and we will keep paying you money for them. But sell us the games that we want.
Exactly.
Don't. Well,
better yet, remake them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I still haven't played the Wind Waker or Twilight Princess HD ports because I never owned a Wii U.
Yeah.
But rumors are that they're coming to the Switch this year anyway.
Sure.
So
I want to say surely, but Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out.
Yeah, well, like there were a lot of rumors saying that like they have those HD like ports ready to go in case they have to delay Breath of the Wild. And honestly, like that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Anyway, let's get back on top.
Anyway, so Pokemon.
Yeah.
That was a nice little 10-minute tangent.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're playing Brilliant Diamond right now. The reason we decided to do that is because this game, rather Diamond and Pearl, the original Gen 4 games from 2007.
Stop. I feel old.
From 2007.
That's 15 years ago.
I want to hit you.
Okay. Do it. You wouldn't.
The original Diamond and Pearl game. I really did raise my
I thought you were
fist.
about to sack whack me.
I really considered it, but then my brain went,
I was half
no,
expecting it.
you'd have to have pretty good aim to be able to sack whack him.
No, it's a pretty wide area.
Okay. So the original Diamond and Pearl games, I have some very fun and fond memories of those games.
Hell yeah.
For instance, in 2006, my sister for Christmas, my younger sister, who's younger than me by 3 years,
Yep.
she got whose home address is no.
She lives at.
My younger sister got a white DS Lite for
Nice.
Christmas
I
2006.
think I got literally the same thing.
Yeah.
But just the blue one for Christmas.
But that
in
was because that was the
2006.
year the DS Lite came out.
Yeah.
So she got that. I got for Christmas a white PSP 1001, an original PSP. Because I was a big PlayStation gamer. I had a
Sure.
PS2. I was playing lots of Spyro.
Hell yeah.
And my mum was like, "Oh, PlayStation Portable makes sense," and she was correct. I fucking loved that console.
Yeah.
Like I took it everywhere with me. Daxter. I played Daxter more
Daxter.
than any other game. I'd never even played Jack and Daxter before, but man, I played the shit out of Daxter.
It sounds familiar, but I don't think I've.
Well,
what's-
Daxter was the Jack and Daxter spin-off game.
Oh,
Takes
right.
place between Jack and Daxter. I think it takes place between Jack 2 and 3, I believe.
Yep.
Might take place leading into Jack 2. It has something to do with Jack 2.
Yep.
I'd never played those games when I played Daxter.
Yeah. Did you realize it was like a spin-off?
No,
You were playing
no,
it
I
like,
just,
oh, this
I
is
just
sick.
went, oh, this is sick. Like, and it was a great game.
Yeah.
I actually, oh my god,
Damn.
2 evolutions.
And one whole episode.
Ghastly's evolving.
Say, don't say.
Staravia just evolved. Man, what an episode.
What a time.
See what happens when I actually play the game?
Yeah.
So I got a PSP for Christmas. My sister got a DS Lite for Christmas. Not too long after, like early 2007 or whenever in 2007.
Yep.
Actually, it might have been in October because that was when her birthday was. Almost a year later, she gets bought a copy of Pokemon Pearl.
Damn. Nice.
And I sort of I had played Sapphire up to that point, and that was kind of it. I'd played like Sapphire.
really?
I'd played Sapphire and Fire Red on emulation, and that's all I'd really played. But I liked it. I knew of Pokemon, and I was like, okay, like I could
So you like sort of started on Gen 3 / Gen 4.
Yeah. Sapphire was my first Pokemon game.
Oh, cool.
But I played it on an emulator.
Yeah.
So I don't really count it. But then my sister was playing Pokemon Pearl, and I was watching her play it, and I was like, God damn, this looks cool.
Yeah.
So what I did was, and this wasn't immediately. I think it was about 2009. Or maybe 8, whatever year the DSi came out. They brought out the DSi.
Would have been around then.
Yeah, I think it was 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I sold my PSP on eBay and all of my games on eBay. And I mean, like, I sold all the games individually, and I made bank, man.
yeah.
I made so much money from selling that.
How many games did you have?
I had like 30 games.
30.
So yeah, I had like 30 games, and then I sold the system separately. Like, and
That's a lot of money.
I made bank. Like, to me, like in year 6 or 7, that was like I was a billionaire.
Yeah.
And so
That would've been, like, at least getting close to $1,000.
Yeah, I think I remember vaguely I sold the console for like 300.
Damn.
And I think I sold most of the games. I don't think any of them sold for cheaper than like $30.
Yeah.
Because they were like
Right.
all like
weird.
AAA games, you know, like
Sure.
I'm saying AAA in quotation marks.
Yeah.
Like as I should have swapped out. As
That's all right.
PSP games go. They were
Yeah.
like quality games because I wasn't gonna play shit. And so I sold all
You
of
only
them.
settle for the best.
Of course.
Yep.
And I bought a DSi, a black DSi that I still have to this day and is still in immaculate condition, if I do
Beautiful.
say so myself.
Okay.
And there's seriously no scratch on it. Like, it's in immaculate condition.
So you took care of your DSs much better than
I
I
take
did.
care of all of my shit. But yeah, James, you should get good.
Look,
And
man.
so I sold all of it to buy a DS, and I did, and it came with Drawn to Life 2.
Nice.
And man, I played the hell out of that.
I only played the first one.
Yeah, I never
little
played
bit.
the first one. Again, I only got the second one it came with the DSi. I got it from Target or some shit.
Nice.
This is all a very long-winded way of saying, like, my sister and I used to share her DS to play Pokemon, and I eventually was like, I'm going to sell my PSP and buy a DS.
Yeah.
And so I did, and I bought Platinum, and I played the hell out of Platinum, and then every year from that point forward, I bought Soul Silver the day it came out.
Yep.
I bought everything like from
Yeah.
that point forward. Every single Pokemon game that came out was mine after that.
Nice.
And Diamond and Pearl, well, like specifically Pearl and then specifically Platinum,
Yep.
were my like entries into Pokemon, like my first like proper full game entries.
Damn.
I actually started writing a book when I was playing Platinum. I started writing Platinum like into a book based on my adventure.
That's pretty sick.
I think I actually still have the book. If
I
I
kind of
do,
want to find it.
if I do, I know where it is if I still have it.
After this, I want you to go and find it.
I'm gonna go
I want
look
to
for
see
it
it
after this because I think that would be really fun to like put up pictures from.
Yeah.
I didn't write. I think I wrote the first couple of gyms at least.
Yeah.
I was pretty dead, and I wrote it all in a shitty like pulp page notebook in like a mechanical pencil.
Nice.
If I find it, I will put up a picture of it for the visual part of the podcast.
I used to do like similar things like that, but I would just like write like just on pieces of paper, like fold it in half and kind of put them together. So it's sort of like a book and like staple it together.
Me and my friends used to do that and make comic books.
Yeah. What a time. I think that they've all been thrown out since.
See, I know I've still got some of mine.
Damn.
So I want to go look for them after
I feel
this.
like if I found those, I would probably cringe.
Oh, dude,
Very much
cringy
so.
as shit. But like it's
so
such a
fun.
big part of my life, like, and such a form of, you know, as someone who writes and collects comic books now,
Yeah.
like that is like such a formative experience to me. Like looking back,
Absolutely.
At the time, I thought I was the coolest kid out.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, I realized I was the coolest kid out, and here we are. So
I still am.
yeah, fuck you gonna do about it?
Sure.
Actually, if you look over at my shelf where all my Pokemon cards are, just off camera there, the copy of Pearl I have sitting on my shelf is actually my sister's copy.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, it's her copy from
Oh, there you go.
2007. Yeah.
And the rest are yours though.
Yeah, and so like then I've got I only have very few left now. I actually sold off quite a few of them not too long ago. Because you got bills to pay. Bills to pay. I have them all emulated. I've played them all and was never going to play them again. And, you know, I sold myself silver for like $500.
$500?
I think it was $450. I sold it for a fair amount.
How?
Because that's
Like box and everything?
like fully, like when I say I take care of my shit,
Yeah.
it looked like it was shelf fresh in the original box with the
Pokewalker.
with all the instruction manuals and the Club Nintendo card.
Damn.
Or like box fresh. Like it still had the fucking receipt inside of it folded up.
You've definitely like, I wouldn't say overcharged, but that's a lot of money. 'Cause I saw like a box one of those as well at this gaming store that was selling for like 200 and something.
Oh no, well I sold that in like mid 2021 rather.
Yeah, this was last year as well.
Yeah, and I posted it up for $450 and some guy commented, he's like, yeah, good luck, buddy. And then like 2 minutes later, someone messaged me and she's like, sold. And
You
I
should
was
have sent like a screenshot of that to that guy. He's like, suck shit.
yeah, I was like, fine, dude. Like, what? If you want to come and comment negative things, like, go for your life. I'm still gonna try and sell it.
Absolutely.
But like, because I'd seen someone sell a copy of it recently for that price, so I was
okay,
but
gotcha.
mine was in better condition.
Yeah.
So I saw it as a bargain, and it sold. I also sold my black and my black 2, but they sold for like $150 each.
150.
I
Is that in like pretty much like near perfect condition as well?
and with everything included inside.
Right.
I also like considered selling my platinum,
No.
but no, because that was the first one I bought. Like,
Yeah.
So I'm keeping that. I'm keeping the pearl.
I'm still sad that you sold all your Game Boy games.
Like I am a little sad about it, but at the same time, like I have them emulated,
Yeah.
and that's good enough for me if I ever want to play them again, because there was no, like, all they're doing is taking up space. I've moved houses with them so many times.
Yeah.
And I know DS cases are not very, like, you know, they don't take up much space, but they still do when
Yeah.
you've got that many of them.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
And I needed the cash in a hurry because pandemic and bills.
Sure.
So yeah, I made the tough call,
Yeah.
and I put it up, and I said, if it doesn't sell in 24 hours, I'm taking it down. And it
I
sold.
probably would. I wish I saw that because I probably would have bought them from you.
Yeah.
I most likely would have. Well, I don't think we were really. Was this what, last year or 2020?
No, this was like This is like towards the start of last year, like maybe like early to mid 2021. Like we were hanging out a little more,
the tiniest bit,
but not much more. But it was mostly like hanging out like you and our partners, like the four of us. Yeah.
Damn. Like
who's he hanging out? Giraffarig. What type is Giraffarig?
Is it psychic?
Is it psychic?
Is it psychic? And I thought it was just psychic.
What's good against psychic?
Ghost and dark.
Ghost and dark. I always forget which way that goes with psychic, ghost, and dark.
It's really confusing.
I always forget which way, like just those three types specifically.
Yeah.
Poison gives me a bit of trouble sometimes. Yeah. But like, I used to be so good with the typings.
Yeah.
Then they introduced fairy, and for some reason, everything just
out of whack.
Yeah, it just threw everything out of whack. Good. So ghost has no effect.
Wait, what?
Payback is not a move I can use.
I think it's normal in psychic. I'm gonna look it up. Just
for my own. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Oh, flinched and couldn't move. But yeah.
Nice.
We haven't really talked
much
about Pokemon. I've been talking very tangentially about it.
That's okay.
But I just, these are games that mean a lot to me. So when I saw that they were remaking them, I got really excited. And then I saw the first trailer for them.
It's psychic and normal. Anyway, keep going.
Psychic normal. Okay.
Yep.
Then I saw the first trailer for them, and that kind of deeply upset me.
Just from like the visuals,
but I'll talk more about that. Tell me about your early experiences with the original Diamond and Pearl.
Okay, cool. I'm trying to remember
because I feel like I reached the end of my story up to date, so we'll get you up to date, and then we'll talk about.
So I grew up with the original Pokemon. So I played Red. We owned Red. So I grew up playing that. Pokemon Silver, Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah, nice.
And then I grew up with playing Sapphire, and I think I told you how I got Leaf Green for my 8th birthday and played the shit out of that. So I've grown up all the way from Gen 1. Gen 4, it was actually kind of funny. So I had a friend from Japan who had Diamond, and I kind of played it a little bit, but obviously since it was in Japanese, I couldn't really understand it. So I didn't get that far through. And then I had just another friend from school who was playing Diamond as well. So I would borrow it from him and just keep playing his file.
Yeah, nice.
So I didn't get Pokemon Diamond until Christmas 2007. I actually remember like I had to give back that Pokemon Diamond to my friend, and I got really, really upset about it.
Yeah,
I just started crying. He's like, no, I don't want to give it back. So funny. Just getting... It's classic me, just getting upset
I
under
totally get that though. I feel that in my soul.
Yeah.
I'd be so upset.
Yeah. So I didn't want to give it back, but I did eventually. But then me and my brother got Diamond and Pearl for Christmas, I think alongside a new DS Lite.
Yeah, sure.
Because the one I got in 2006, I got a black DSi. And that
DS Lite or DSi?
DS Lite, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm getting them confused. And that broke. Like the screen actually broke off. I don't know how that happened. I think it's because I didn't really know how to take care of it. And I kept pulling the screen like all the way back.
Oh, yeah.
I don't do that anymore. And the DS...
It's okay, we know you do.
Yeah. I don't know how to feel about that.
You look like someone who would break a DS screen.
Yeah. I did. I remember just like it breaking off, and I was like, "The fuck?"
No, you mean like you fully snapped it off?
Like it, probably not fully snapped off, but like it was like the screen was dangling.
Holy crap!
Like
dude.
the top screen. I don't even know how it happened. Like it almost happened. Like came up.
Deeply upsetting. To me. I don't even want to think about that.
I'll try and find it back home and to send a picture. I was deeply upset, but then I got a new one. And I think I had like Diamond with that and just played the absolute shit out of that. Yeah, I think it's like, besides Pokemon Leaf Green and maybe Heart Gold and Soul Silver, that's probably the one I played the most as a child. Actually, besides Pokemon Red as well. So I used to play that a lot. And that was like the first time I was actually able to trade like with friends, or like specifically my brother, because he had Pearl and I had Diamond.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So that was like the first time like I had a Gengar in the game, like an Alakazam and stuff like that, and Machamp. I'm like, this is sick. I felt like I broke the game or something.
Yeah.
Even though it's a very normal function in Pokemon.
Well, hey, side note, because I've got a Haunter now as of this recording, if you want to trade with me after this so I can get a Gengar.
You want to trade on the podcast?
Yeah, I mean, if you want, but I mean, like, I was just gonna say we could trade afterwards.
But yeah, that would probably be a bit rude.
Yeah, we'll save the trading for after the podcast. You fucking. I'm trying to do a show, man. Like, I'm trying to do a show
Sorry,
for our
buddy.
audience. Like, and here you are, ooh, trying on the
Let's
podcast.
do
No, how about you actually keep telling your story?
Yeah,
Even though I
keep-
interrupted you. But why don't you keep telling your story?
Yeah, okay.
And
Maybe I
actually
will.
move the podcast along.
Okay.
For once, you
I'll
piece
do
of
it.
shit.
I'll do it.
No, you won't.
I was just about to, but if you're going to keep interrupting me.
Oh, okay. Well, I was about to buy you the chocolate from the shops, but because you asked me the one too
Where's
many
my
times,
damn fucking chocolate?
I'm not going to buy it for you. No, that was my mum. Sorry, mum. What's up, mum? Well,
Hi, Mum.
Side note, I really hate people who are like, well, I was going to do that, but since you are,
Since you told me.
I'm like, no.
You weren't going to.
So you got Diamond, you were playing the shit out of Diamond.
Yeah. And I traded and it was great. Yeah, and I kind of played that all the way up until I didn't get hard gold on release. I think my brother did, and I was playing Bowser's Inside Story because I was really weirdly into that. But then I got hard gold later on, and then I played that a shit ton. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. I remember just like playing Pokemon Diamond so much with my friends, and I remember one specific memory is when I caught Dialga. And I went and showed my dad. I was like, look, I caught this guy. And he's like, nice, son. And just didn't give a shit. He's like, I don't care.
He's like, dude, I good.
Hi, Dad.
Fuck, yeah. Hey, James's dad. What's his name? No, don't say it.
No.
Hey, James's dad.
Hi, James's dad. But yeah, no, I had so many memories. So I'm going to go with another one. Did you ever play Battle Revolution on the Wii?
No, I always wanted that game.
I saw it the other day as well, and I was tempted to be like, Tyler, do you want this?
I always wanted that game, but I
so
never
much
owned
fun.
it. Yeah.
So much fun. So I used to, so what you could do, you could connect. It was kind of like on XD Gale of Darkness. Like if you had a Game Boy, you could like battle other people, but via the GameCube. So it was the same sort of thing. You'd connect your DS to the Wii and you'd battle your friends, but on Battle Revolution. So you see your Pokemon in 3D. Yeah, so I used to do that a lot and like use the team I had in the game. So that was really sick as well. And yeah, and then I just sort of grew up playing that with my friends, and I got Hard Gold. And then after Hard Gold, I think I got every other game after that, except for X and Y on release date.
Did you, controversially, because for some reason it's controversial, but I love the Mystery Dungeon games. Yeah. Were you a Mystery Dungeon guy?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Did you play the Explorers games? Explorers of Space, Time, and Sky?
Yeah, I was about to say I remember getting Explorers of Darkness on my 11th birthday. Yeah, so good. So good.
I got Explorers of Time pre-owned from an EB Games like up the Sunshine Coast or something.
Nice.
It was like a rare trip for us.
Yeah.
Also, were you a Pokemon Ranger guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Pokemon Ranger was awesome.
It was the shit. It's so underrated.
So underrated.
I going back to when I got my first DS, Pokemon Ranger was the first game I got with that.
Nice.
So I played the absolute shit out of
Pokemon
that.
Ranger it's so possibly the most underrated game of all time. No, dare I say.
One of them. It's like, did you play Shadows of Almia?
I did. As well? I loved Shadows of Almia. But those are the only two I played.
Yeah, the third one is...
What was the third one called? Guardian
Signs, yeah.
Guardian Signs, yeah. I never played Guardian Signs.
It's okay. It's not as good.
But also, yeah, the game I always wanted the most, I had an R4 card for my DSi, and I had Explorers of Sky on it. I owned Explorers of Time, but I always wanted to play Explorers of Sky because, you know, that was like the Emerald or Platinum
the
or
definitive
Crystal.
version, yeah.
But trying to find a copy of it was impossible. And one day, like, I was in high school. I would have been in like grade maybe like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
I was down the Gold Coast with one of my friends. We were staying in like Broadbeach or something. I can't remember where.
Yeah.
And we went to like a cash converters, and they had a physical copy of Explorers of Sky, but it had nothing inside, like no instruction manuals, no nothing.
Just the game.
But just the game. But I was like, it was like $30. And I was like, fuck it, I'm buying it. Yeah, right?
Cashy's pulling through.
And now I see cartridge-only copies of that game sell for $200.
$200?
Like, dude, it's insane how sought after that game is. Like, all of the DS Pokemon games they're more sought after now than the Game Boy ones.
That is really true. I do see the Game Boy ones for only like maybe $50.
I have a copy of Ruby that I think I got for like $20. Like,
nice.
Like the Game Boy games they're not sought after anymore because everyone who wants them has them.
Yeah.
And you know, people just emulate them, but
Yeah.
the DS ones are harder to emulate.
Yeah, they're
Harder
like,
to emulate well.
it's hard to play the games well. Like, I can't even remember what the emulators are called, but yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, fuck, that's so awesome.
But yes,
I never played Explorers of Sky. Like, is it any different? Really?
It's pretty different. Like, it's different in the same way that Platinum's different.
Yeah,
So it's
okay.
like subtly different, but also there are like whole sections of the story that are changed.
Yeah, true. True.
But yeah, so I loved those games.
Yeah, me too.
But again, that's another tangent.
There's something about like just the DS Pokemon games.
They
Just
really
something
take
else.
me back.
Yeah.
Which is why, to sort of continue where I left off and now you're up to date, why I was so excited to see that they were remaking Diamond and Pearl. And then I saw the first trailer.
You're like, oh
And-
no.
And I think that a lot of people are saying, like, I don't like the look of the game because, like, you know, we went so far with like X and Y and
Yeah.
Ruby Alpha and Omega, Ruby and Sapphire and Sun and Moon. Like, why bring it back to the 2D sprites? That's not my problem. My problem is they took the 2D sprites, which look excellent in gens 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but they made it more like chibi. And I don't understand.
weird.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not like paying homage to the original games because it looks worse than the original
Yeah,
games.
exactly. Like,
But then the battle cutscenes with the full-size trainers models and the Pokemon 3D models look amazing.
looks beautiful.
So, yeah.
And like all of like the backgrounds and the settings like in the battles look amazing.
But then everyone just looks really like they have no torsos.
Yeah.
When you're actually playing in the overworld, and it confuses me.
Yeah, it's so confusing. I got used to it after a while. And I was like, I kind of get it. I know what they're going for. They're trying to just emulate
Yeah.
the DS games as best as possible. But
But also, they're not, because if they wanted to emulate the DS games as best as possible, they should have just emulated the DS games.
yeah,
And like
exactly.
upscaled the graphics a bit, maybe. But like,
but it's like, so I get that it's meant to be like a faithful recreation of the games, but it's like, if you're gonna do that, still just add a lot of post-game content or new content at least. I
Yeah.
don't like, I understand some people, you know, don't have access maybe to the original Diamond and Pearl, so, and they're just playing this as a newest, you know, experience for the first time. So I get that. But you're remaking a game, like it's catered to those who did play the original games. They don't want to play the same thing again unless
Of
it's
course.
just for nostalgia reasons. But
and that is
why-
100% why I want to play it again.
Yeah, exactly.
But also
That's why
because
I
it was
bought
a good game.
Yeah, it's still a really
And like,
good game.
like I'm talking to Cyrus right now. The Team Galactic plot with Cyrus,
Yeah.
the best villain plot of any Pokemon game, except maybe Black and White. I love Black and White.
Black and White's definitely more complicated.
It has
I
more
kind of
like,
like it.
more of like the moral quandaries. Like it's asking big questions, and so is Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, I do love the stories in these games, and like the
Yeah.
cutscenes later on for like the bigger, like when the story kind of progresses and the main events happen, they look really nice. I won't spoil anything, but
Yeah,
it does still look cool, and it still pays homage to what happens in the original games. If that
Yeah.
kind of makes sense. I explained that
100%.
poorly, but
No, I know exactly what you mean.
yeah.
Um,
And look,
save the game.
the game still, I won't complain too much because it still looks nice.
Like, okay, yeah, I will say, having played the game now and spent a lot of time playing the game, like I'm like 15 hours in or something,
Yeah.
it has grown on me. The one thing that has not grown on me is
Movement.
the lack of a grid system.
Yep.
And the fact that even if you decide to use the directional pad rather than the analog stick, the directional
right.
pad is still not on a grid system. I have not once in the past 15 hours of playing this game been able to walk through a door without hitting the
Yeah.
wall on either side of it.
It's really imprecise movement.
The movement is like Donkey Kong Country
Yeah.
2 has Super Metroid
Yeah.
has better movement than this game.
And they were made like 20 years ago plus.
Dude, they were made like 40 years ago.
40?
Like 30 years ago
Yeah,
at least.
getting close, yeah.
Way more than 20.
Yeah.
But like, that's the thing. Like, I don't understand why the movement lacks so bad. Everything else about this game, I can go, sure, I can get the art style. Everything else looks beautiful and I have no issues with. They kept the music the same.
Which sounds
So
really great.
The music sounds incredible. The Pokemon look great. The story is intact. It's the same Sinnoh Dex. love it.
Yeah.
Why does the movement make me not want to play the game? It sucks so bad.
I just wonder because it's not developed by Game Freak. It's developed by, it's like ILCA or something.
Yeah, it's not
it's
Game
by
Freak,
an
though.
external company. So I don't know if that means anything, or they just haven't really perfected the player movement that well.
Look, maybe, but also, like, if you're Nintendo and you're putting a company in charge of like your biggest franchise,
The biggest like media franchise
it's
in the world.
biggest media franchise in the world, you'd want to make sure they're going to make something that's faithful to the vision that you had originally.
Yeah.
And like, while I do agree that it is in all the places that it needs to be, it's just polish. The game lacks polish.
Yeah.
It-
Like some of like the settings don't look polished. Like if you go to Pastoria City, some of the forests just look
no,
really
it doesn't
kind
look
of
that good.
boring. It looks rushed. The time was 2112 on the game. Just wanted to let you know.
2112.
Yeah.
Nice.
Little rush reference there for you.
Also my birthday.
Nice. I only realized that when it was your birthday last
2112
year.
is always like, no, I don't use it in passwords. Don't get any ideas. I use 2112 like as like usernames.
Yeah.
Like Tyler 2112. And then I didn't realize that was a Rush reference for many years until I started listening to
Yeah,
Rush.
and you're
So
like, oh my god.
I was like, well, this album's my birthday, which is great fun.
That's awesome.
But I think if we wanted to get to closing thoughts, only because I am stuck to the couch from sweat.
Yeah.
And I have pins and needles in all of my extremities
Nice.
because I'm sitting cross-legged up on the couch and I can't feel my thighs and I
Yeah.
can't feel my toes.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I would like to do closing thoughts because we've been recording for a hot minute.
Yeah, it's been about 38 minutes or
Yeah,
so.
it's pretty
Cool.
standard.
Um,
So closing thoughts on both Diamond and Pearl and Brilliant and what's Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. So thoughts on Generation 4 of Pokemon, basically.
just these games or including Heart Gold and Soul Silver? So I think I would like to talk about Heart Gold and Soul Silver and another one.
We can for sure do that separately because those games also have a lot of memories attached to them for me.
And are probably objectively the best Pokemon.
I arguably
games.
think Soul Silver and Heart Gold are the best Pokemon games as well.
Absolutely.
So yes, well on that note, we'll talk about that later. So
Yeah.
Gen 4,
Gen
just
4
for Diamond, just for Sinnoh.
Okay. Well, I love Diamond and Pearl and have so many memories of the game. Just like in Diamond and Pearl itself, it's a little bit slow. It's harder to get through just because the battles are so slow.
They are.
If everything takes so long to happen, the attacks take so slow. It takes so long. Sorry, I can't talk today. So this game, like Brilliant Diamond, really kind of fixes that. And there's a lot of I don't know, they fix a lot of those kind of mistakes and like quality of life issues.
Yeah.
They fix, which is good.
No,
But I
big
love
time.
Diamond and Pearl to death. I love the starters. I love all the Pokemon mostly.
Yeah.
I love the legendaries. I think they're some of the coolest legendaries.
Oh, Darkrai
game.
is still my favorite. Like as an edgy teen, Darkrai
Yeah.
was like spoke to my
This
soul.
guy is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't like the trio as much as
The
previous
elves.
games, like the elves and but the rest of the legendaries are cool, and I love
Like
the lore.
Heatran, Cresselia, Darkrai, Shaman, Arceus,
Regigigas.
Dialga, Palkia, Regigigas, Giratina.
Yeah.
Like some of the coolest legendaries in terms
Absolutely.
of design, in terms of story and world building function,
Yeah.
in terms of where you encounter them in the world. Just stunning.
So good.
Yeah.
And it really, I just love how much this game builds upon the lore of Pokemon. It's so good setting the world, and I love the region. It feels like one of the, like, even though this game doesn't really change up much in the Pokemon formula, it's still a really good experience, and I love the world of Sinnoh.
Yeah,
Has so
right.
much variety in it,
And
especially.
having sorry, go on.
Oh no, you go.
And having Mount Coronet in the middle.
Yeah.
Like having that as like, and one thing I will say I do love about this game is every trainer battle you do in an outdoor setting, you can see Mount Coronet in the background.
It's a really nice touch.
It's because Mount Coronet just looms over Sinnoh.
Absolutely.
And it's so cool that they've taken note of that and applied that into the game as well. Like I really enjoy that.
Like, just like how important it is to the game and the story as well.
Oh.
And I love the post. If we like with Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, I love the post game,
The post game's
especially
so good.
especially in Platinum.
Yeah.
Especially in Platinum, like you have the battle frontier, you can battle the gym leaders again, which you can do in this game as well. Spoilers.
Yeah.
And being able to catch, I think the legendary birds you can catch again in Platinum.
Yeah.
The Reggies. fantastic. It's so good.
Just brilliant.
Really, like, you know, I could play it for ages. Probably a lot more than Ruby and Sapphire I was able to. That doesn't have much of a post story except for maybe Emerald.
Yeah, well, Emerald. Yeah, I was just gonna
Yeah.
say Emerald. Emerald, Platinum, and like Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Yeah,
All like top 3. For
absolutely.
Sure. Which is not a surprise and not a controversial statement.
Yeah,
Those are the games that everyone raves about and loves.
exactly. And I kind of like how,
And Crystal too.
yeah, and Crystal,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
And I like how the game gets pretty hard when you get to Elite Four,
Yeah.
and probably has the most difficult boss battle in any Pokemon game in Cynthia.
Oh, Cynthia is
That's
just
a challenge.
next. I've actually heard that she's more difficult
Yeah,
in the
she is.
remakes, and I'm terrified because
She
I
is.
always struggled with her in the originals.
Yes, her Garchomp is something else.
God damn it.
But yeah, that's why I love the original Diamond Pearl, and I guess I could apply most of that to this game. I'd say the only things I don't really like about this, obviously, the player movement.
Yeah.
Lack of posts. There is a bit of post-game content, but I would have loved more. I would have loved a Frontier.
Yeah, right. Where's the battle? Why do they keep dropping the Battle Frontier from games? Like,
No,
add it to
was
every
teased.
game.
It was teased in Omega Ruby,
yeah.
and they didn't put it in. Like, oh, maybe DLC, maybe.
So mad that they didn't put it in the Ruby and Sapphire remakes.
But the Emerald like post story thingy, the Delta stories, wild.
It's awesome.
It's
yeah.
fucking awesome. But yeah, that was like kind of my thoughts. I wish there was like, I do like the graphics. Maybe something more improved would have been okay. But I kind of like how they were really faithful. It's a beautiful, like, faithful remake of the original games, just with some minor issues. Like, I still enjoyed playing through it. I didn't feel as inclined to finish it just because it felt like, you know, I've already played this game.
Yeah, of course.
But no, still quite solid in my opinion. But could have had a few things to make it better and to make it one of the best remakes in you know, since Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Yeah,
I reckon.
no, 100%.
But yeah, what about you?
No, I think everything you just said really, and as I've been saying all along, like, yeah, it just needed more polish. And if this game had more polish, and like, it feels like it lacks a little bit of love. Like, you know, it feels like, you know, at Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you can tell they poured love into those games, into those remakes. Even the Ruby and Sapphire remakes, they poured love into them.
Yeah.
This one just feels like it's missing a little bit of that. Like it got hit a little bit by its parents, but it still came out okay. You know, like, it didn't have all the love that it needed, but like it
had enough to get on.
It's still a good kid, you know.
Yeah, still alright.
And I think that's the best way I can sum up this game.
Yeah, just a slightly abused kid.
Just slightly. Just like the wooden spoon every now and then if they misbehaved.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
How you doing,
That's
Mum?
a good analogy. Hi, Mum.
Hey, Mum. No, yeah. And I think that's
agree.
really where I'm at with this.
Yeah, and it kind of makes me a little worried for Legends Arceus because I think that's going to be rushed. I think it's rushed.
Even the trailers, I get it was still like early gameplay footage. It made me sort of go, "You sure you're ready to release this?"
But like it hasn't changed, like the quality, like
no,
slightly.
it hasn't changed. Like not too much.
So
I am a little worried. I'm cautiously optimistic because I trust Pokemon, but also it has been letting me down more and more consistently.
Absolutely, it's sort of been on like in the downward.
Starting with
spiral.
Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And then going into the Let's Go games, which were kind of like peaks and valleys. They were fine, but I'm interested to see this. Did you know there's a rumor that they're doing another Let's Go game this year? Like
I've seen like the Let's Go, like Silver and Gold.
Johto,
I've seen that.
I'd be more interested in that than I would be in playing and finishing Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee because I haven't finished them.
I just feel like. It would still be really good. I just like
just port Heart Gold and Soul Silver though.
That would be the easy thing
Heart
to
Gold
do.
And Soul Silver on the Switch.
It'd be so easy.
And I think we've just come full circle in terms of Nintendo. Just put good games on your Switch to emulate, and people will pay money for them.
Yeah, or even remake it.
That's some free business advice for you. I know.
From Tyler.
Listen, Nintendo. Buddy. I know that you've been struggling. I don't know. You probably haven't. But like, if you ever want a business consultant, high school drama teacher, actor, writer, musician, podcaster, I'm here for your business needs.
Hell yeah. Fuck. Please don't hire him. He'll kill you.
If you no, please hire me now, just in spite of him.
Yeah, do it.
Thank you.
All right, I think that's a good note to leave it on there.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Consider
Once
it,
again.
Nintendo. And yeah, thanks for listening.
At least
everyone.
consider it. Gosh. All right, and we'll be back with something else.
Yeah.
I think I said I keep ending it the same
We'll be
way.
back with something else.
Something else.
I mean, I don't think we need to say that.
No.
Also, that sounds ominous.
Well, I mean,
We'll be back with something else.
Something else. You just have to wait and
Something
see.
else.
Oh, something.
Once we figure out what that something else is, we'll be back with it.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Probably good jokes.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you're right. You're not that funny.
Yeah. Oh, God. Bye.
Bye.